JKB back with another episode, and today on the show I'm doing something that I consider to be special. Now, this company reached out to me quite some time ago, like months and months ago, and I should probably apologize for not getting a video out sooner about this company, but Super Rare Games is a company that chooses really cool and interesting Switch games and releases them physically. Now, what's cool about this company not only is the fact that they do this for smaller games like Project Warlock. You might have heard of that before because it's pretty famous on PC, but now it's on Switch and you can get it physically. The thing about this company though is it's kind of different than all of those other physical release companies because Super Rare produces all of their copies before you actually even know about them. So this game right here, Project Warlock, sold out I think within a day or two on the website, but it showed up basically instantly. It felt like it was here in a couple of days. So unlike some of those other companies, I'm not bashing them at all, but I'm just saying it's super cool, no pun intended, to get super rare games for the Switch within a couple days of ordering. So what we're gonna do today is basically, well, I'm gonna show you quickly what it's like to get one of these. Now, let me just say this. This was all supplied by the company. They showed up, I didn't pay for them, and this isn't a sponsored video. They just sent them so I could show them to you guys. What's really cool about this is it comes in this package here. Obviously, it comes in real packaging, but when you open it, you get a bag, you open it up. This is important because it's the way it's shipped in a really good box, but also this is waterproof, so you don't have to worry about that. But here's what's cool. The games themselves obviously have a spine on the side that have a number, so these are numbered releases. So for instance, right here, Project Warlock for the Switch is number 45. Now, what else comes in the packaging that I consider to be pretty cool is, man, going back in time here, just let me reminisce for a second here. First and foremost, I've been playing games since I was like 6 now. And getting a physical release of a game, there's nothing like that. And getting an actual booklet is really cool. So it came with a little booklet here, and it's an art book. And that's cool. I really appreciate this next little bump in production value. To be able to get a little art book like this, it means something to me. I don't know why, because I grew up with them, and I feel like you're getting more for your money, of course, but also it's just this strange feeling I get. And one of the other cool parts of it are collectible cards come in each of the orders. And you open them up, and this one's for Darkwood, Super Rare Games. And the cards themselves are actually really well done. Like, they've got a shine to them. They got backing, of course. And each of them have a little bit of lore on them, or they'll show a character off or an item from the game. And these are pretty cool looking little cards that come with all of the sets. So I've got Graceful Explosion Machine. Let's open that up live and see what we got. I'm hoping for a mythic rare. You know what I mean? Well, you don't know what I mean. Unless you play Magic the Gathering. So in here you got, Mothership card. And then it basically says it explodes into a cuter but smaller aliens. So you get these little cards that are also collectible that you just won't see anywhere else. So if you're a huge Switch collector, then yeah, you want to definitely check out what this has to offer. Now let me just open up one last one before we actually show off the games. Darkwood, come on, Darkwood. There we go. So opening it live here. Oh, that smell too. And once again, you open it up and you get the cart. And you get a nice little art book, or, well, for some of the games, I'm assuming it is an art book for most of them, but this one also has a little bit of a note in here about survival, how to survive the night in Darkwood. And one of the last things I want to show off is the inside of the case does have really cool, interesting artwork that can be, seen through the case when you open it up. So I really appreciate these things, and I can't really explain why. It's something from when I was a child, it's weird. But let's check out these 3 games and see what they're all about and see if they're anything that you want to check out. And I should also point out, unfortunately, these games right here are all sold out. So I know that, oh, and by the way, it comes with stickers every time you order. Cool. So I should point out that once these go on sale, they're usually sold out in like 4 days. So these ones that I'm showing, yeah, they're not available. But it seems like every couple of weeks, these guys are like, oh, here's a new game, here's a new game. And I mean, it is exciting because you're like, oh my God, that's coming to the Switch physically? So let's check these out and see if I enjoy them. Because you know what? I didn't really necessarily say, hey guys, I want this game or this game. They just sent them and I want to see how they are.
First up is Darkwood. This is a survival horror game that was actually released in 2014 on Steam Early Access, and now it's on Switch. This is the type of game that I get into around, obviously, Halloween, but the type of game I get into when I'm craving something that is not just a survival horror game, but also very rewarding because of the amount of time you can put into it and how difficult it actually is. As you can see on the screen, it is a top-down survival horror game, so you are going from location to location, crafting things, surviving. There's a day and night cycle. It is one of these unique games that has no jump scares, and what I mean by that is most horror games nowadays try to have jump scares in them to literally cause you to jump with something, either coming across the screen or loud music. This game is designed based on its atmosphere, and it's got a very unique art style to it. You've got skills and perks that you're going to sort of, boost as you get through the game. And of course, there's an amazing branching storyline in this, and it's one of those games that is so difficult that I feel like I can't recommend it for everybody. It's not like a generic game that you just go out and get on the Switch, but if you're looking for a challenge, and I mean a real challenge in a spooky setting, then Darkwood is definitely for you. Now, next up, we have Project Warlock. This is a first-person shooter set in, I'm just going to say this, a super world. This is inspired clearly by games like Doom, and it totally reminds me of Marathon. And that's a deep cut. If you know what I'm talking about Bungie, before they were purchased by Microsoft, used to make a series called Marathon, and was only on Apple and Macintosh computers, and later came to PC, and it has the same feeling as Project Warlock. And I'm such a huge fan of these old school sprite-based shooters with ridiculous weapons, over-the-top gore, cheesy sound effects. This is a blast to play. I'm so happy I actually own this physically. It's one of those real gems on the Switch you should not only check out here, but everywhere. But if you can get your hands on a copy of this, definitely pick it up for the Switch. And last but not least, we have Graceful Explosion Machine. Now, this is a classic side-scrolling shooter set in a really unique sort of art design that I'm a huge fan of. At first, you look at something like this and you think, oh, this is kind of simple. What's gonna really stand out in a game like this? And I think it's one of those games that falls into the pick up and play idea with the Nintendo Switch, because you can jump into a level, take out some enemies using some really cool weapons that, as you go through the game, get better and better. But it is designed to be this artistic, silly little arcade game, but it comes together to be something that's actually pretty creative, and you could tell the people who made it knew what they were doing. And you also get a good soundtrack that is playing in the background. So it is one of those really fun, intense side-scrolling arcade shooter experiences that I highly recommend you check out on the Switch.
So there you have it. Super Rare Games, thank you so much for sending these over. I really appreciate it, and I know that they're actually sending me another one that's coming in the mail, and at this point in time, I don't think I can explain what it is, or tell you what it is, I should say, but I will definitely put it in one of my Gaming Overload videos coming up on the channel. So once again, thank you so much to Super Rare Games for actually doing this, because I know it's a very small team over there. I also want to say thank you to the PR team. They've been incredible with me. And if you guys like this sort of thing, physical releases, there's tons of companies. I should say I also have a whole slew of other games that were sent to me that we'll be checking out just like this, and we'll be comparing them, like what did it come with, what it didn't come with. But it's not really a race on who's the best at releasing these physical games. It's really about, do you like to collect physical games? And if you do, here's a company that makes really, really, really good releases for the Nintendo Switch. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you in the next episode of JKB.